Today for this religion lesson, you will need your Lent book and a pencil. But before we get into that, I'm going to read you from the children's Bible that we've used these in class before. So this is the holiest week of the year for Catholics. And Sunday, as you know, is Easter. So Friday is Holy Friday. And we talk about the events leading up to Easter. And I'm going to kind of read some of that to you. We haven't read these stories before, but we have read from here before. So I'm going to read it to you, and then I'll hold the pictures up like this so you can see a little bit better. So right now I just want you to follow along and just listen as I read. So this is the Last Supper, which this parts of this should sound familiar because we do some of these rituals in Mass. Then Jesus did something else. He picked up a loaf of bread and blessed it. Then he broke it up into pieces. He gave the bread to his disciples to eat. Jesus said, "This bread is my body. Every time you do this, think of me." In the same way, he took a cup of wine and blessed it. He gave it to the disciples to drink. "This is my blood. It is poured out to forgive the sins of many." The time has come for me to go away. Where am I going? You cannot go yet. I am going to heaven to prepare a wonderful new home for you, but I will return to you soon. At first you will be very sad, but do not be frightened. Soon you will understand, and you will be filled with joy. Jesus is arrested and crucified. Judas went to the leaders. He asked, "How much will you pay me if I help you capture Jesus?" They said, 30 pieces of silver. So Judas took the money and made a plan. Jesus had gone to his favorite garden to pray. The disciples went along. Jesus prayed, "Father, if it is your will, I am ready to give my life so that all people who trust in me will be saved from their sins." Soon, Judas arrived with some soldiers. Peter warned to protect Jesus. But Jesus said, "No, I must allow this to happen." All the disciples ran away, and the soldiers arrested Jesus. They took Jesus to the leaders. The leaders said, "You say that you are the Son of God. We do not believe you." The soldiers took charge of Jesus. So this is the part where we talk about the Stations of the Cross and leading up to Jesus' death. They made him carry a big wooden cross. They took him to a place called the Skull, where they nailed Jesus to the cross. Jesus died on the cross. Everyone who loved Jesus was very sad, but they forgot something important. Jesus had said he was going to see them again soon. So that all happened on on Good Friday. Now this is called Jesus is Risen. After Jesus died, some of his friends laid his body in a big tomb. They sealed it shut with a large round stone. Soldiers guarded the tomb. So they buried Jesus in there, and there were soldiers that were guarding the tomb. 3 days later, the earth shook. An angel of the Lord came down from heaven and pushed the stone away from the tomb. Then the angel sat on the stone. When the soldiers saw the angel, they fell to the ground. So think about how the soldiers must have been feeling. Mary was walking to the tomb with some of her friends. They saw the angel who said, "Do not be afraid. Jesus is not here. He has risen. Go and tell Peter and the other disciples that Jesus is alive." On their way, the women saw Jesus. They fell to their knees and worshiped him. Jesus smiled and said, "Go tell the others that I will see them in Galilee." So Mary ran to tell the disciples. Now what I'm going to have you do is take out your Lent book with a pencil. You should have that out. So if you don't, you need to go get it. You can remember you can pause this video at any time. And I want you to turn to page 57. This is the last page that we're going to be doing. So this top part I want you to read on your own. I'm going to read this part in purple, so follow along as I read. Using a Bible, so I just read the scripture reading to you, read the entire gospel for today. Imagine you are one of the men or women at Jesus' tomb today, and that your parents or some good friends live in a distant city. Write them a letter about what you saw and heard. So it's saying you are one of the people who saw Jesus or heard that he had gotten out of the tomb, that he had risen from the dead. And your parents or your friends or whoever live far away. So you're writing a letter to them. So you're pretending you're yourself and you're going to write to someone else. So you're writing to a friend or a family. So you can put dear mom, dear dad, dear, you can write to one of your friends. And then you're writing about what you saw that day. You're putting yourself in their place. So something like, I can't believe I saw this, or explain some of the things that I had just read. Remember, you can rewind this so that you can just listen to the story again. But you are writing a letter from your point of view, pretending that you were here at the time, and you're writing it to a family member. So what I'm gonna have you do is you can either write it right here, and then your parents can send me a message on Dojo if you've been doing that, or you can just type it in an email. That's all you have to do today for religion. Don't worry about the other pages. Thank you.